Hello guys, it's me Teacher Hanji and welcome to Teacher Hanji's channel. So for this video, we will graph a quadratic functions. Along the way, we will use our knowledge in finding the values of h and k. We will also identify the vertex of a given functions as well as the axis of symmetry. Please remember the following concepts. First, the graph of quadratic function y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c is called parabola. Second, if a is greater than 0, the parabola opens upward and has a minimum point. Third, if a is less than 0, the parabola opens downward and has a maximum point. And last, the vertex is the point hk. The line x is equal to h is the axis of symmetry and k is the minimum and maximum value of the functions. So if our a is greater than 0, the graph of the parabola opens upward, in which the vertex is your minimum point and this one is the axis of symmetry. When you say axis of symmetry, once you folded the Cartesian plane, the parabola coincides or it divides the parabola into equal sides. Now, if our a is less than 0 or negative, then the parabola opens downward, wherein the vertex is the maximum point and this one is the axis of symmetry, since it divides the parabola into equal parts. So let's begin. Draw the graph of quadratic function y is equal to 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. So while drawing a graph of a given quadratic function, we must remember the first step. The first step is find the vertex and the line of symmetry first. So in finding the vertex and the line of symmetry, remember that our vertex is the point hk and the symmetry is equal to x, which is x is equal to the value of h. Since we are referring here the value of h and k, in our previous lessons, I already discussed that h is equal to negative b over 2a and k is equal to 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. So for these lessons, we will use the formula in getting the value of h and k to find the vertex and the symmetry of the given quadratic functions. So since we need here the values of a, b, and c, let us identify the value of a, b, and c from the given quadratic functions. So for our a, it is equal to positive 3. For our b, it is equal to negative 6. And for our c, it is equal to positive 1. So this will be the values of a, b, and c. Substitute it to our formulas. So for the value of h, we have negative times negative 6 all over 2 times positive 3. Now, simplifying that one, the answer will be positive 6 over positive 6. And positive 6 over positive 6 is equal to positive 1. Therefore, the value of h is equal to positive 1. Let us move on with the value of k. Substitute the value of a, b, and c to our formula. So we have 4 times 3 times 1 minus square of negative 6 over 4 times 3. Simplifying the numerator and denominator, we have 12 minus 36 over 12. And 12 minus 36 is equal to negative 24 over 12. Negative 24 divided by 12 is equal to negative 2. Therefore, as for the value of k, it is equal to negative 2. So the vertex will be equal to positive 1, negative 2, and the axis of symmetry is equal to positive 1. Now that we are done with our first step, let us proceed with the second step. Let us construct a table of values. Since we are done finding the vertex of the given functions, then that vertex will be the initial of our table of values. So let us complete this table. table of values, start with the value of x. So I'll put numbers to the left side of the positive 1 and to the right side of the positive 1. So the left side of the positive 1 has 0 and negative 1. And to the right side, it will be the next number of positive 1, which is positive 2 and positive 3. So these are the values of x. Once we identify the values of x, substitute it to our equation y is equal to 3x squared minus 6x plus y. So let us start with negative 1. Replace x here by negative 1, so we will have y is equal to 3 times square of negative 1 minus 6 times negative 1 plus 1. Simplifying that one, the answer will be 3 times 1 plus 6 plus 1, which is equal to positive 10. Therefore, the value of our first y is equal to positive 10. So let us proceed with 0. Substitute 0 to our equations. We have y is equal to 3 times 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 1. Simplifying that one, the answer will be 0 minus 0 plus 1, which is equal to positive 1. Therefore, the value of I in which x is equal to 0 is positive 1. Continue with positive 2. So we have y is equal to 3 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 1. So this one is equal to 3, 4 minus 12, 1, which is equal to 12, 12 plus 1. Therefore, our y is equal to positive 1. So, the value of y is equal to positive 1 if x is equal to positive 2. So, let us have the last one. X is equal to positive 3. Substitute it to our equation. So, we have 3 times 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 1, which is equal to 3 times 9 minus 18 plus 1. And that one is equal to 27 minus 18 plus 1. 27 minus 18 plus 1 is equal to positive 10. Therefore, the last value of y is equal to positive 10. So, the first step is to find the vertex and line of symmetry. The second step is construct a table of values. So, let us proceed with the third step. We need to plot the points to our Cartesian plane using the table of values that we obtained from our previous activity. So, we will use that in order to plot it to our Cartesian plane. So, let us start with x is equal to negative 1 and y is equal to positive 10. So, this will be the points. Next, 0 and positive 1, 1 and negative 2, 2 and positive 1, and for the last one, 3 and positive 10. Okay, for the first step, we need to connect the points by smooth curves. So, let us just connect it using a smooth curve. So, this will be the graph of y is equal to 3x squared minus 6x plus 1, wherein the vertex is at point 1, negative 2, while the axis of symmetry is at point 1. So, if you want to check if we have the correct graph, you may use the application Desmos and the GeoGebra. So, where did you find these two apps? You may download it to your Play Store or your App Store. So, let us have another example. Let us draw the graph of quadratic function y is equal to negative 2x squared minus 4x plus 4. So first, we need to find the vertex and the line of symmetry. And since we know that vertex is equal to the point HK and the symmetry is equal to x is equal to h, then use the formula in finding the values of h and k. So for h, it is negative b over 2a. And for k, it is 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Now, let us identify the values of a, b, and c since that is needed to our formula. So for our A, it will be negative 2. For B, it is negative 4. And for C, it is positive 4. So after identifying the values of A, B, and C, substitute it to our formula. So our H is equal to negative times negative 4 over 2 times negative 2. And this one will give us positive 4 over negative 4, which is equal to negative 1. So for the value of H, it is equal to negative 1. So let us proceed in finding the value of K, which is 4 times negative 2 times positive 4 minus square of negative 4 over 4 times negative 2. Again, I just simply substitute the values of A, B, and C to our formulas. That's why I obtain this one. If I will simplify the numerator and denominator, the answer will be negative 32 minus 16 over negative 8. And negative 32 minus 16 is equal to negative 48 over negative 8, in which the value of K is equal to positive 6. Now that we find out the values of H and K, then the vertex of our graph will be negative 1, positive 6, while the axis of symmetry is at point negative 1. Let us move on with our second step. Let us construct a table of values. Now that we know the values of our vertex, that will be the initial of our table of values. So let us complete first the value of x. So from negative 1, the next number to the left side should be negative 2, followed by negative 3. So to the right side of negative 1, the next number should be 0, followed by positive 1. Now, let us find the value of x. Now, let us find the value of y using the values of x here. Using the equation y is equal to negative 2x squared minus 4x plus 4, let's use the first value of x, which is negative 3. Substitute it to our equation to find the value of y. So we have negative 2 times square of negative 3 minus 4 times negative 3 plus 4. Next, simplifying that one, it will give us negative 2 times 9 plus 12 plus 4, which is equal to negative 18 plus 12 plus 4. Therefore, our y is equal to negative 2. So that is the first value of y, in which x is equal to negative 3. Now, let us move on with the second one. If x is equal to negative 2. Substitute it to our equation, so we have y is equal to negative 2 times square of negative 2 minus 4 times negative 3 plus 4. Simplifying that one, the answer will be negative 2 times 4 plus 8 plus 4, which is equal to negative 8 plus 8 plus 4. Therefore, the value of y is equal to positive 4. So, the second value here is equal to positive 4. Let us have this one. If x is equal to 0. Substitute it to our equation. So, we have y is equal to negative 2 times 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 4, which is equal to negative 2 times 0 minus 0 plus 4 is equal to 0 minus 0 plus 4. Therefore, the value of y is equal to positive 4. For the last one, if x is equal to positive 1, substitute it to our equation. So we have negative 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 4. Simplifying that one, it will be negative 2 times 1 minus 4 plus 4, which is equal to negative 2 minus 4 plus 4. And that is equal to negative 2. Therefore, the last value of y is equal to negative 2. So, we are done with the first step and the second step. So, let us move on with our third step, which is to plot the points to our Cartesian plane using the tables that we obtained in our previous activity. So from here, let us plot -3 and -2. So that will be the graph, followed by -2 and +4. Okay, -1 and +6, 0 and +4, and 1 and -2. So for the last step, let us connect the points by a smooth curve. So this will be the graph of y is equal to -2x squared minus 4x plus 4, in which the vertex is at point -1, 6, and the axis of symmetry is at -1. So to check whether we got the correct graph, you may use the application Desmos and GeoGebra in checking our graph. So let us have our third example. Y is equal to -2 times square of x minus 1 minus 1. So first step is to find the vertex and line of symmetry. So if you notice, our equation is already written in vertex form, in which it is equal to y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. So since that one is already written in vertex form, let us simply identify the value of a for us to know if our graph will opens upward or opens downward. Let us just identify the value of h and identify the value of k. So from here we have a is equal to -2, h is equal to +1, and k is equal to -1. So according for the given equation. So since a is equal to -2, automatic that our graph will opens downward. Our vertex will be 1 and -1 for the values of h and k here, while the axis of symmetry will be at point +1. So next is to construct a table of values. Now that we know the vertex of these quadratic functions, then we will use that as initial for our table of values. Since we have here +1, so to the left side, the next number will be 0, followed by -1. While on the right side, it will be +2, followed by +3. Now, let us find the values of y using the equation y is equal to -2 times square of x minus 1 minus 1. Start with x is equal to -1. Substitute it to our equation, so we have y is equal to -2 times -1 minus 1 square minus 1. And that one will give us -2 times 4 minus 1, which is equal to -8 minus 1, and that is -9. Therefore, the value of our first y is equal to -9. Now, what if our x is equal to 0? Then, if x is equal to 0, then our y will be equal to -2 times 0 minus 1 square minus 1, which is equal to -2 times 1 minus 1, and it is -2 minus 1. Therefore, the value of our y is equal to -3. If our x is equal to 0, then y is equal to -3. Let us move on with if x is equal to +2. Substitute 2 to our equation. We have y is equal to -2 times square of 2 minus 1 minus 1, which is equal to -2 times 1 minus 1, and that is -2 minus 1. -2 minus 1 will give us -3. Therefore, the next value of y will be equal to -3. So for the last one, let us substitute +3 to our x. So we have y is equal to -2 times square of 3 minus 1 minus 4. And that one will be equal to -2 times 4 minus 1. And this one is equal to -8 minus 1. Therefore, the last value of y is equal to negative 9. Now that we are done completing the table, let us now apply it in our third step, which is to plot the given points to our Cartesian plane. So using the table, start with negative 1 and negative 9. So we have it here, 0 and negative 3, 1 and negative 1, 2 and negative 3, and last one is 3 and negative 9. So for our fourth step, let us connect the points by the smooth curve. So we have that graph. So this one is the graph of y is equal to negative 2 times square of x minus 1 minus 4, in which the vertex is at point 1, negative 1, where the axis of symmetry is at point. So to check whether we have the same graph, you may use the application Desmos and GeoGebra. You may download it to your Play Store or App Store. Let us have our last example. Draw the graph of quadratic function y is equal to square of x plus 4 minus 3. So first, let us find the vertex and the line of symmetry. So again, this one is written in vertex form, in which it is equal to y is equal to a times square of x minus h plus k. So let us just simply identify the values of a from our equation, which is positive 1. H is equal to negative 4 and k is equal to negative 3. Since our a is positive and greater than 0, then our graph should be open upward. So as for the vertex of that, it will be equal to negative 4 and negative 3, in which the axis of symmetry will be equal to negative 4. Now, let us construct a table of values for the second step. So since we know the vertex is equal to negative 4 and negative 3, that will be the initial of our table of values. So to the left side of negative 4, it follows by negative 5, followed by negative 6. While for the right side, it will be negative 3, followed by negative 2. So now that we know the values of x, let us substitute it to our equation y is equal to square of x plus 4 minus 3. Start with x is equal to negative 6. So substitute it to the value of x. So we have y is equal to negative 6 plus 4 square minus 3, which is equal to negative 2 square minus 3. And that is 4 minus 3 is equal to positive 1. Therefore, the first value of y is equal to positive 1. So let us proceed with the value of y if x is equal to negative 5. Substitute negative 5 to our x. We have y is equal to negative 5 plus 4 square minus 3. And that one will be equal to negative square of negative 1 minus 3. And that one will be 1 minus 3, which is equal to negative 2. So that will be the value of our second y. So let us have the fourth one if x is equal to negative 3. Substitute negative 3 to our x. So we have y is equal to square of negative 3 plus 4 minus 3. So that one will be equal to 1 square minus 3, which is equal to 1 minus 3. And that one is equal to negative 2. Therefore, the value of y in which x is equal to negative 3 is negative 2. So let us have the last one. If x is equal to negative 2, substitute negative 2 to our x. So we have y is equal to square of quantity negative 2 plus 4 minus 3. So that one is equal to 2 square minus 3, which is equal to 4 minus 3. And 4 minus 3 is equal to positive 1. So that one is the last value of y. Now, let us have the third step, which is to plot the points using the table of values that we have from our previous activity. So, using the Cartesian plane, let us plot negative 6 and 1, point -5 and -2, points -4 and -3, points -3 and -2, and -2 and +1. So as for the last step, let us connect the point by the smooth curve. So that will be the graph of y is equal to square of x plus 4 minus 3, in which the vertex is at point -4 and -3, and the axis of symmetry is at point -4. So to check whether our graph is correct, you may use the application Desmos and GeoGebra. You may download it to your Play Store or App Store. So remember that when we are graphing a given quadratic functions to our Cartesian plane, the first step is to find the vertex and line of symmetry. The second one is to construct a table of values. The third one is to plot the points. And the last one is to connect the points by a smooth curve. So that's all for our lesson. I hope you learned something today. You're doing a good job. See you again in my next video. Bye!